Almost everything sold in my industry is built to make you need more of it. The single most harmful belief in this whole world, human design, coaching, branding, all of it, is that you have to submit to another system in order to finally become free. In human design, it sounds like just follow your strategy and authority. In coaching, it's you need more support, more mindset work, another container, another strategy. This is the proven framework, blah, blah, blah. Branding says pick a niche, follow the formula, stay consistent, and the results will come. And I fundamentally disagree with all of it, okay? Most of the people I work with aren't stuck because they don't have enough information. They're stuck because they've been trained out of trusting their own signal. So when a new system shows up saying, here's the correct way to be you, that isn't freedom, people. That's just a more spiritual looking cage. And in the next few minutes, I'll tell you what I believe instead and why the usual human design and coaching advice keeps people passive, stuck, and quietly dependent. If you've ever done everything that experts told you and still felt more lost, this is why. Now, let me be specific about what I reject because wake rebellion is useless, Most human design experts teach people to start with type, strategy, and authority. I don't. Not because those things are completely useless, but because for a lot of people, that's not where the real transformation really begins. If you can't hear your own body anymore, telling you to follow your authority just becomes one more mental rule to obey. If you're a projector who's been told to wait for the invitation with no nuance, you can end up passive, bitter, invisible, and broke. When someone is emotionally conditioned and mentally overactive and disconnected from their own truth, strategy and authority quietly become another performance. And I believe, like I've seen many people performing this really very well. Then, there's the coaching industry's obsession with long containers as the answer to everything. Sometimes, I would say even most of the times, people don't need 6 freaking months of being coached, okay? Sometimes they need one precise conversation where the actual problem finally gets named. The 6 months are usually here for the person who's selling it rather than for the person who's buying it, okay? And in branding, I don't buy that a clearer niche, prettier visuals, or a better content strategy will fix a brand, a business that's built on a false identity. Most marketing problems are indeed identity problems wearing a fake mustache. Now, this is what I believe instead. Real results come from restoring the connection between truth, body, identity, and expression. You don't get free by memorizing more rules. You get free by learning to recognize what's actually yours. That means we don't start with performance. We start with the signal. We look at the body, the pattern, the lived evidence. We look at the chart, but we don't worship the chart. We look at what keeps repeating in your life, your work, your relationships, your brand, your decisions. Then we ask the only question that really matters. What's the real problem underneath a stated problem, Because the thing people say out loud is almost never the deepest issue. They say, I need a better offer. I need to fix my content. I need to choose a niche. I need to understand my human design. I need to understand all the tiniest details of my human design. Maybe I've missed something. I need to be more consistent. Underneath, it's usually something else entirely. I'm building from an identity that isn't true anymore. I'm trying to be recognizable to people who don't actually see me. And I'm using strategy to avoid my knowing. Where on earth did I hear that? Oh, sorry, that was me. So I get results because I don't treat the symptom as the whole problem. I read a pattern underneath it. There are values in how I work and teach that I won't compromise on. Truth, sovereignty, precision, embodiment, differentiation, and integrity. Truth means I won't pretend something is working when it isn't. Sovereignty is the one I hold hardest. I'll never make myself the authority over your life. I can reflect, decode, challenge, and name what I see, but you stay the authority, always. Precision means I don't hide behind vague spiritual language. If I say something, I want it to land in your body, your business, your brand, your actual decisions. And embodiment means the work can't stay theoretical. If a system doesn't help you live, choose, speak, and sell differently, and trust yourself more deeply, then what is it even doing, Differentiation is why I don't use human design or archetypes to put people in prettier boxes. I use them to show you where the box already is. And archetypes to translate that layer to people who see you from the outside. And integrity means I won't sell dependency as support, okay? No manufactured urgency. No keeping someone in a process longer than they need just because it would be more profitable. There's a list of things I won't say or sell, even if the whole industry is doing it. I'll never tell you to just follow your strategy and authority as if that solves everything. I'll never sell human design as a rigid rule book or tell you your type explains your whole life. The projector advice that tells people to wait passively and calls it wisdom, I definitely won't promote it. And I won't sell you a 6-month container just because the industry decided long containers are the premium model and it's what brings you recurring revenue. And I won't use spiritual guilt to make you feel bad for wanting money, visibility, success, beauty, or recognition. No wake quantum transformation I can't actually explain. No telling you you're blocked because you're not aligned enough. No making you dependent on me. And I won't pretend branding is just visuals. I won't sell AI as a magic button that replaces discernment, taste, or strategy. And I will never promote a system, even when I laugh, as more trustworthy than your own lived knowing. Wow. This gets better results for one reason. It solves the real problem instead of decorating the surface one. When someone brings me a brand issue or a business issue, I don't just look at the colors and the copy. I look at the identity underneath the brand. Bring me a business issue, and I'm not asking what funnel you need. I'm checking whether the offer, the audience, the method, and the message are actually transmitting your real work. A human design issue, I don't just repeat your type back to you. I look at where the system helped you see yourself and where it quietly became another form of conditioning. That's why people feel relief so fast. The moment the real pattern gets named, years of confusion can collapse in a single conversation. The proof is how people respond. They tell me, I saw the thing no one else could see, that I solved in about 30 minutes what they'd been circling for years. They say they finally understand why the usual advice never worked for them, that they can stop trying to explain themselves, that they can't unsee it now. And the proof is the content that lands hardest. The strongest reactions come when I stopped repeating industry language and say the thing underneath it. human design without the cult programming. Your type is often the least interesting thing in your chart. Knowing your human design doesn't automatically change anything. The chart is not the authority, you are. That's the work. If that's the kind of work you've been looking for and couldn't find, this channel is where I keep teaching human design the way I actually believe it should be taught. And my light just went off. Why? So, if that's the kind of work you've been looking for and couldn't find, this channel is where I keep teaching human design the way I actually believe it should be taught, without the dogma. So subscribe and stay. And when you want your own pattern read directly, that's what I do at Human Design Redefined and Personal Brand Studio. Because none of this is more rules, more performance, or more spiritual obedience. It's a return to the real signal.